We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout the Otways and pay our respect to elders past, present and emerging. The Otways are home to a unique and diverse array of flora and fauna, and that's what makes the area so special. Unfortunately, a plant disease called Phytophthora cinnamomi, also known as dieback, root rot or cinnamon fungus, once introduced into our bushland, is affecting the biodiversity of the Otways. We are going to learn a little bit about dieback, its impacts and what we can do to stop the spread and protect our native bushland. Dieback is a microscopic water mould that can live in soil and water. It affects the plant's roots by preventing the uptake of nutrients and water, causing the plant to die back. Not all plants are affected the same way. Certain species like grasstrees and Banksias are more susceptible. But once they are lost from the environment, it has a devastating effect on biodiversity and ecosystem health.
One of the big effects is on our native animals. Mammals love to have cover, and our small little bandicoots, our little antechinus and potoroos actually move in and out of the skirts of plants like grass trees. Pygmy possums, those gorgeous little things that fit in the palm of your hand, will actually make a nest to breed in the hearts of grass trees. When Phytophthora Dieback hits the grass tree, it hits those animals as well. The plants, when they're healthy, provide fantastic protection against introduced predators like feral cats.
Phytophthora Dieback requires three things: the pathogen in the soil, plants that are susceptible to the pathogen, and warm, moist soil. These three things form the disease triangle and mean that the disease can be spread by humans from one area to another. If one of these things is missing, then the disease will not be active. Our iconic heathlands provide habitat and nesting material for small mammals like bandicoots and potoroos. Banksias, another highly susceptible group of plants, are a food source for a range of mammals, birds and insects. Research in the Otways has shown that areas of dieback infestation have very few small mammal populations remaining.
My name's Mark Arkarklis. I'm an ecologist. I work all around Australia, and one of the big issues I work with is Phytophthora Dieback. I'm standing here in front of this fence that was put up 20 years ago by Alcoa in the Otway Ranges, and it was put here really to try and control the spread of Phytophthora Dieback. Many of these fences you can see as you travel around the Otways, they really do work, but sometimes they don't. And for this fence, an illegal track has been put in around the edge of the fence, and it's introduced Phytophthora Dieback disease into areas of bush that were once healthy. The bushland in front of us here looks green, but actually that doesn't mean it's healthy. It is actually degraded by Phytophthora Dieback. Sedges have replaced what were once beautiful groves of iconic grass trees. And the evidence of that happening over the last 20 years is here on the ground. We've got a dead Xanthorrhoea australis. This plant would have been 150, 200 years old, but it's been killed by this pathogen, and we're looking at the rotting remains of what's left. The disease was introduced by this motorbike track that was put in illegally. As you walk down the track, you can see the progress of the disease. Here we have another grass tree, 150, 200 years old, in that stage of decay after being killed. And here we have another grass tree, which has just been killed. And this represents the dieback front. In the distance, we've got this beautiful grove of grass trees. These are iconic plants and they harbour our biodiversity. We're losing them to this sort of country over here, which has been simplified and lost all of its structure. A track like this in natural bushland is carrying Phytophthora disease. It's carrying the pathogen itself, and this is actually being released from these dying grass trees and bleeding onto the track. So if you ride your bike or walk along this track and you're picking up mud or any dirt, you're actually picking up the disease itself. And then think about it. If you take that disease, walk off track into the healthy bush, you're actually taking the pathogen back into the healthy country. That's how the disease gets from an area that's infested into a completely pristine part of the environment. Us as humans, we move it. We move it on our shoes, we move it on our bikes, we move it on our motorbikes, and we move it on our vehicles. There's some simple things we can do just to help the bush, to help these beautiful groves of grass trees that we've got.
Check. Clean, disinfect, dry. Step 1. Arrive clean.
Whenever you're going into the bush, we need to be clean on entry. Doesn't matter if it's your boots, your bike, or your car, it needs to be clean.
Clean off mud, sand or organic material from shoes, tyres, tools and vehicles. You can use a brush to remove dry dirt, or a screwdriver or hoof pick to get organic matter and mud out of the grooves in shoes. Then spray the boots and equipment with a 70% solution of methylated spirits or a commercial grade sanitizer that will kill the Phytophthora spores and allow to dry before moving on.
Have a look down here, and it's these things, these little add-on steps on vehicles that can sometimes cause you a lot of grief. That actually holds infested Phytophthora material, and that's really what you need to clean off your vehicle to reduce the risk of moving the disease from one area to a pristine site. I've given this a blast a couple of times, but it's really difficult. I know I've missed some, so you actually have to get down and just double check yourself. Those little catch points, double check them again, because you'll still have stuff that's caught there. You just need to give it another go. Keep at it, make sure you get these catch points clear, and you've really reduced the risk.
The key points on any vehicle to clean are the radiator grille and engine bay, cabin floor, mats, pedals and seat, the chassis, tyres, underside wheel arches and wheel guards. Step 2. Tread lightly. This means staying on the designated tracks and trails and not going off into the bushland, because that can spread the dieback. Step 3. Leave clean. This means you will do the same clean down procedure when you leave the bushland, and that will help prevent carrying spores into the next bushland you visit, or into your home garden, vineyards and farming areas. Check, clean, disinfect, dry.
These are just some simple things we can do. We've proven you can look after the bush, you can keep the disease out, and we can keep these for our generations in the future.